Everyone, welcome back to more of the Daily Show here on Bowlers Network. Today, we have the new scoring record holder for the Super Seniors, Mr. Parker Bohn III, and along with my Where's Waldo today partner, Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. Let's bring everybody in real quick. So let's play the game here.
Hi, everybody.
Where is Waldo today? Where
Waldo
is
is,
the Star
I am
Lanes?
in Sandusky, Ohio at Star Lanes. We are practicing and working out some bowling balls and I don't know,
Hey,
talking about some lane patterns. So yeah, things are great. Good
Sandusky,
workout day.
Sandusky,
Yep.
Ohio. Isn't that where they did a movie with Chris Farley?
I
You guys
think
would know
that's
that.
so.
Was
And
it Black Sheep or something like that?
I don't, there might have been, I can't remember.
Yeah, big
But
man,
yeah,
little coat, little jacket.
Cedar Point. Really, that's what it's known for is Cedar Point. So
I
yeah,
think that was the movie. But
yeah.
anyway, hi Parker.
Hello, Jay. How are you?
Well, Parker and I had breakfast this morning. We're both here at Sam's Town, and Parker was kind enough to buy me breakfast at McDonald's, and we sat and BS'd for a little bit. But Parker absolutely killed it the other day or last week at the Super Seniors. Did you see any of that, Carolyn?
Yes, I did. I watched every shot, especially the championships.
Oh my
Yes, I
word!
did. Yep. And honestly, I got to tell you, it really leads me into the very first question I want to know, which I think will allow Parker to kind of discuss what actually happened that week. Parker, I want you to tell everybody, because I think a lot of viewers who are watching, we talked about as we age, how things change. Norm gave a great, you know, reality check kind of as to ball weight, how we change our pitches. What is the secret to success for Parker Bohn III to be so consistent for this long?
I think, honestly, Carolyn, my game is relatively simple. If you watch it, it's a four-step approach. The foot and arm pretty much go simultaneously at the same time. But more importantly, I use my legs to gain my speed. And absolutely, I try my best to stick the finish every single shot at the foul line. And although I may fall off a little bit from time to time, I believe that my falling off is probably still better than 90% of the bowlers when they get to the foul line.
Okay, so Jay, I have to say something because
Yeah.
you said you watched last week. You watched Monday's show, and we were
Yes.
talking of people working out their thumb holes. And Parker, I brought you up, and I said, "Oh my God, have you ever seen a thumb hole worked out by Parker Bohn? It goes from bowling ball to slug, slug to bowling ball." But Norm mentioned when he had little notches, like for maybe the callus as it got bigger, the more you bowled. You know, is there a method to your madness with your thumb hole?
Well, obviously, I start out with gluing the insert completely around the front part of the ball. And then I start to bevel it and shape it so that the skin or the web part of my thumb here fits in the ball smoothly. And I don't want to have any hiccups. And through the years, I mean, Carolyn, you know from running your pro shop there, that everybody comes into you, and where the thumb meets the palm of your hand, that web of skin is differently shaped for each and every one of us. So for me, that big bevel that I put on the front, it doesn't necessarily make me squeeze the ball, but it allows my thumb to release very smoothly and easily. And right behind that, I'm going to go one step further. Jason Couch, my roommate for a number of years on tour there, his thumb, believe it or not, is about 3/4 of the length of mine. So someone like him with a shorter thumb, he needs to have more of a forward pitch to virtually get the same smooth release at the foul line that somebody like myself, who has a longer thumb, can still get out of it as well.
Right. That's a great piece of advice.
That point that you just mentioned, we had a comment come in when we did talk about spans and pitches. One of the comments that the was a question more than a comment is someone asked, does hand size, the bigger hands or smaller hands, affect what kind of pitches that you use. And I think you just mentioned it right there, Parker. Hand size, if it's smaller, you're probably going to want, a different pitch, obviously, than a bigger hand. Can either of
Sure.
you talk to that a little bit? Maybe
Well,
Carolyn, you go first on that.
Well, it's kind of like what Parker just said. Now, first of all, this is just kind of a rule of thumb, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the all for everyone.
Yeah.
Like Parker mentioned, the shorter your thumb, the more forward pitch you're probably going to have. Your hand's smaller, right?
Mhm.
It's kind of just the way things are.
This
And the
way.
longer, correct, towards the palm
Yeah.
or forward, right, in the ball,
Yeah.
where your hand will sit more like this. Where when you have a longer thumb or a longer span, like a Kelly Kulick, who I was just talking to last week, she's actually gone a little more reverse because her hand is actually, I mean, it's almost an inch wider than mine. I could never have reverse. I'd never be able to hold on to it. So again, it is personal preference. And even like Norm said, and Parker even touched on, through the years, as your hand changes as well, the more you bowl, the less you bowl, the older you get, or the younger you are. Work it out with your coach and your pro shop because, a fit is sometimes trial and error. It's not just the here, 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 oh, it's going to work. Might be some subtle changes along the way. And what may work for you for a while may change due to you gain a little weight, you lose a little weight, you're bowling in hot areas, you're bowling in colder areas. So be patient with the fit. But again, not one size fits all. And that's where that communication between the coach, the pro shop, the bowler becomes very important.
There's no question about that. Carolyn hit it right on the head there. The other thing with it, honestly, Jay, is flexibility. Our
Yeah.
flexibility for everybody is completely different. So you have to find that proper fit. And your pro shop operator, honestly, is no different than you going to your doctor or your dentist. You go to them for a remedy. You go to them for something that's going to make you feel better. Well, if something's not 100% right, honest to God, folks, make sure you go back to your pro shop operator or AKA taking a lesson behind the scenes. You find out that some of those real simple things, and literally it could be 30 seconds in your pro shop with a bevel knife or a file that opens up your thumb hole in a certain way that you are off and running and have a key to success.
So people that live in these two areas, and this is not, they have no idea I'm about to say what I'm going to say here. But if you live in the areas that Carolyn is at or Parker is at, be sure to reach out and get some lessons from these guys. Okay. They're Hall of Famers and they're going to help you not only with fit, but they're going to help you with release and things like that. So, going to, again, pitches. And I know that's probably not why we started here, but we always end up at a maybe different place than what we intended on, right? But real quick on the pitches again. So if in fact a person has more like you do, Carolyn, you're end over end, okay? And let's say somebody wants to get a little more access rotation. Should they have more forward or more reverse in their thumb?
So we talked about this. And there's just like some rules of thumb. So the more you go to the palm, the longer you're going to stay in the ball. The more you go to the left, you're going to get the ball a little quicker. Now, that also is not true for everybody, but that's like the normal of how you stay in the ball or not. So that's left or right pitch is what I'm talking about. Okay. Forward's going to keep you in the ball a little longer. Reverse is going to get you out of the ball a little quicker. But again, there's just some rules of thumb, but every bowler is just so different because every hand is different. Every hand changes differently. For me, I've always been to the palm. I tried a little left and it got me out of the thumb hole too quick and actually caused me to kind of get on the side of it too quick where I felt like I had to grab it. So I went back to just my forward into the palm. Now the ball lays in my palm the way I like it. And I can get out of the thumb clean and still be behind it and create the rotation the way I want to off of my palm and not hanging up in it with my thumb. So again, that's what works for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for everybody. But those are usually the rules of thumb.
Don't make the ball do something. Do what comes natural.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
and again, trial and error. I mean, it really is.
Absolutely.
So Parker, this past week, what worked for you? I mean, I think you shot, well, you had all records, right? I think you had was it 5 game or 6 game, 12 game, 18 game record now, if I remember correct.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, everything worked
Yeah, but
out
didn't you
really,
hold the
really well.
record already? Didn't you hold the record already?
Not for
No,
the
I
Super
did.
Senior.
Oh,
I
not
did.
for Super Senior. Okay. Okay.
Look at him. He laughs like it's a joke. He knows better. He beat my record.
Jay is the
Yeah.
man. Didn't you know that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've been fortunate. I got the record on the regular tour or the
Right.
regular Masters for some of the blocks. I don't know the exact numbers there, whether it's a 10 game or a 5 game, 15 game block. And then I fortunately do have the record for the regular Senior Masters. And now I guess you could say I've got the record for the Super Seniors. But Carolyn, it's like I told anybody, records are made to be broken. Somebody will eventually eclipse them. And when they do, I'm just going to say it this way, congratulations and God bless them.
Right. But it's nice to be the record holder.
It is nice. It's not a bad thing. And you know what? When you go from start to finish, it's nice to collect the check at the end.
Right, exactly.
Well, I got to share in some of his success too, because was it Monday night? We went to Smokin' Joe's here, and we sat for, oh my gosh, what was it, 3 hours almost. And Parker and he bought me dinner, and then this morning he bought me McDonald's. So I'm sharing in his success.
Wow, I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm going to start writing them
go
off.
Parker.
That's so funny.
Well, you're on pace now. I mean, for the seniors, gosh, what are you, like 150, 180 over now already
Yeah, I bowled great.
for the first block?
I shot 260 over, Jay. Don't short for me.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
God.
I was just going to say it was
Well,
higher
you're in
than
first then, because wasn't Schlemmer in
Second.
first? Oh
Nope,
my gosh.
second. Andy and I decided to rally for 840 the last 3 last night. And,
Jesus.
he went around me by about 10 or 15. So
Okay.
but
Talk
either
about
way,
a nice guy.
Hey,
Andy
a lot
Nyer
of
is about
games
a nice.
left.
yes, there is.
Well,
lot of
I'm
games
nipping on
left.
your heels, buddy. I'm right behind you.
Okay.
I'm only 200 and some behind you.
Come on, you got to pick up the pace so you can buy dinner.
A lot of games left.
That's right. That's right. They call it rope-a-dope. So I got him right where I want him. I'm doing the old rope-a-dope. All right.
That's
Hey,
funny.
let's move on. So these two here, boy, they are about as good of business partners as a person could ever ask for. And so we are announcing right now, today, to this audience, Bowlers Network release, the actual app and platform that we have been working on for a couple of years now is going to be going live next week. I'll just give a quick update. You can actually go to bowlersnetwork.com right now, and you can register and sign up, create your account. The mobile apps have been submitted about 4 o'clock in the morning to both Google and the Apple Play stores. So it takes typically around 48 to 72 hours for them to be approved. And then the apps will be available. So, Carolyn, we'll start with you. It's been a journey. It's been a long journey. Parker, share with us, in your opinion, not opinion, in your mind, why did you agree to get started with us as long ago as you have?
Well, I think bowling has a lot of different avenues. We have a lot of different avenues, a lot of different outlets. We have a lot of professional bowlers as well as amateur bowlers doing a lot of YouTube, a lot of social media. And I think what just attracted me a little more to the Bowlers Network, not that I don't think anybody else is doing a bad job. I think everybody, honestly, any promotion is good promotion for the sport of bowling. That's number one. Number two is I just thought we had something just a little more to offer. So with getting Hall of Famers involved and some of the newer players who come from all different aspects of the sport, the business side, the on lanes, the people who are still competing, like a Parker who checks off so many of the boxes, it actually gave us an opportunity to kind of work together as a community to grow Bowlers Network to then make it bigger and better for everybody, not just one person. And I think the more we work together, the stronger the community can be and the faster it'll grow. And honestly, let's all face it, bowling needs sponsors. We need people to love bowling as much as we do, but we really need sponsors. And there's so many different avenues of bowling. There's casual bowling, there's string pin, there's 10 pin, there's professional bowling, there's college bowling, whatever it be. We just want everyone who is interested in bowling to be a part of this, because we have so many avenues they can go. They can compete on the league level, they can compete in tournaments, they can share their information, they can get trading cards, they can follow professional bowling. So just a lot of different avenues with a lot of different people working to make it better.
Yeah. Yeah. Parker, I know you're not necessarily the biggest, and you say this quite often, that you're not necessarily the biggest social media, guy in the world. What attracted you to what we're doing? And why did you
I think
want to be part of it?
I think the biggest thing overall is, over the last, I'll say more so 30 years, and it seems like you get a little break there because of COVID, or you had a little bit of a break just because the pieces of the puzzle were a little bit more fragmented. The sport of bowling throughout the world, too many times people don't understand what is going on in their backyard or on the other side of the globe. And I know Carolyn would back me up on this because we've bowled some tournaments together over in Europe. And when you search out those avenues, when you're trying to find out some information about it, it seems like you've got to ask a couple of different people to find the right question to get the connection in there. And Bowlers Network can really bring all of these pieces of the puzzle together and put everything under one roof, more or less, so to speak. So it doesn't matter what brand you're throwing. It doesn't matter how you play the game, left side, right side, a short oil pattern, a long oil pattern. None of us as bowlers really care about that until we get there. But now you can go one-stop shopping, go to Bowlers Network, and you can find out about any event going on anywhere throughout the world, regardless whether you're going there to compete or you're going there, let me say, to have fun times with your friends or relatives. And then you can connect on, and the next thing you know, hey, I'm on the lanes.
I just wanted to add to
Carolyn.
that
Yeah.
really quickly. Parker said something very important. Parker's been with Brunswick forever, right? His entire career. I've been very fortunate to be with companies for longevity. It's up to us it doesn't matter that I go and I do a clinic with Parker Bohn and he's with Brunswick and I'm with Rotogrip. If Parker does his job and I do my job, people will know what companies we represent. I think just being on two separate companies actually brings more people together to actually even learn about those two companies, which gives us now an up on other companies. Again, I think if we all do our job, people are going to know I'm with Rotogrip. They're going to know I'm with Turbo and I Am Bowling and so forth and so on. Again, working together only enhances that marketing capability. I don't think it deters from anyone being a part of something just because we compete on different brands.
That's right.
The question becomes, well, okay, what is it? What is Bowlers Network? And we got a couple of screenshots that we'll just pull up. And again, feel free. By the way, Bowlers Network is free to use. Okay, there's no cost. Now, there may be premium options that people can subscribe to later on down the road. We don't have any right now. But what I will tell you this, to everybody listening, your data is your data, will always be your data. What you put in today, we will never charge you to access your own data, ever. Okay? Privacy. Okay? You don't put anything personal in. There is nothing. You control access to everything. We don't sell your information off to third parties at all. What really made this is that the difficulty in our sport of communicating with everybody in the sport is that there is no unified place, right? You can go to Facebook, you can go to Instagram, you can do all these different things, but you got to find ways to become part of different groups. And it's really challenging. We have to admit that. Now, I've put on tournaments before, right? And the challenge is, if I want to have a scratch tournament in a particular area, where do I go to promote that? And who do I invite? Well, within Bowlers Network, you can go in, create an event. Okay, say it's going to be a tournament, and you're going to have it be in your zip code, right? And you want to say it's a scratch tournament, and you want to have left-handed, two-handed bowlers that have a 200 average or more, and you want to have it be a three-person team. Okay, you can do that within the system. Go in and actually say that, and you can specify, I want left-handed, two-handed bowlers that have a 200 average or more, and I want to invite X number of people from a 100-mile radius of my zip code. The system will find those people and send them out invites. It's that simple. Okay. So again, we say it like this: take Facebook, take YouTube, take gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. Anyway, mash them all together and say they had a digital baby. That's what Bowlers Network is, and it's only bowling. So what's so cool, guys, is we tune out the world of politics. We tune out all the things that just drive us crazy, and we focus on the things that we all have an interest in, and that's bowling. It's our
Yeah.
respite from the messes of the world. Carolyn, go ahead.
Right. The other thing that we do promote, and you'll see that again, it's going back to talking about individual bowlers, promoting who they are affiliated with and who they represent. We also promote a lot of community. Parker's got his own scholarship tournament. There are charity events out there, other scholarship opportunities through Bowl for Life with Chuck Gardner. You can find out about that. You can find out about ours, Ballard versus the Big C. So there are other things besides just throwing a ball or education, whatever it be. We also are a community that's helping our own community through the sport of bowling, which I think is very unique, because I think we have BVL, we have Bowl for Life, we have Ballard versus the Big C, we have Parker Bohn Scholarship Tournament. I mean, we have a lot of people involved in so many other things that are community oriented in their area that then branch out nationwide. And I think that's pretty important as well.
Well, I'm gonna brag for a second about. I'm sorry, Parker. You go ahead, and then I want to bring up trading cards.
I was just going to say one thing to back this up. Bowlers Network has all of it, if you look at it. I mean, Carolyn, everything that you said and so much more. I mean, when you want to find out some pro shop expertise, if you go on here, you're going to be able to talk to somebody or find out some information that's not only going to help you personally, but you're going to find that pro shop that you didn't realize that was around the corner in the other direction, that you go, oh my God, I never thought about that. And they're only 10 minutes in this direction because you keep going the other way. You also can find out if there's a tip on there in some way, shape, or form, a tip to some degree that's going to help you get better without necessarily drilling the new ball, just because you didn't think about that. So we, as Bowlers Network, have an endless amount of opportunity for any bowler on any level to improve upon, not only on the lanes, but off the lanes, and also to find out information to check out other events as well.
You know, so I'm going to share just two quick thoughts. Number one, trading cards. Okay. So what go back when you're a kid, you know, everybody had fun with trading cards. Okay. So in here, every single person, I don't care if you're a 150 average or you're Parker Bohn or CDB, you can create your own trading card, right? And on the back side of the trading card, you can attach your pictures and videos and everything else. Create your own trading card, collect each other's trading cards, or they're dynamic. So as your scores and your stats that you enter in, let's say you reach a new high score, right? That's going to dynamically populate to your trading card. And then people that collect it are going to get notified of it. So when you go into our score tracker, right, where you enter your scores in as you're going along, there is a live button. You'll see right at the top. It says live, go live. So what happens is people that, as you are entering in your scores, people from across the country, across the globe can watch you as you are entering those scores in frame by frame, ball by ball. So if you have a grandchild that lives across the country, you can watch them and comment as they're doing it. It's just so cool. I love that feature. I did it last night. I got a lot of comments about, man, you suck. Okay, which I understand.
Oh, come
Okay,
on.
one last thing I wanted to mention that I'm just so proud about is sponsors. Okay, the business world. Now, companies like Masculine Man, as they're one of the first ones, Farmers Union, they now can say, I'm going to invest in bowling because now I can reach 15, 20 million people every single month through Bowlers Network. Okay? It's such a large social media presence that now reaching the masses in bowling makes it viable. They get an ROI because it's so simple for them, right? So anyway, Parker, Carolyn, what are your last words to get people to realize what we're doing? And by the way, thank you for being part.
We've already sold it. We've already sold it. People know what we're all about. Just continue to check out, the Daily Show, the trading cards, the places for tournaments. Get on there. Follow your favorite professional bowlers. Follow your favorite collegiate bowlers. There's going to be a whole network of people out there that you can socialize with to learn about the sport. Again, like Parker even mentioned, find if there's a pro shop or a coach in your area or a tournament that you'd be interested in. It's just going to be a community where you yourself can find anything you're looking for. And if you don't find it, send us an email. We would love something new where you can create your own event and invite all of us to be there. We would love to be a part of it because don't forget, it's not only you interacting with us, it's us interacting with you, which is one of the biggest facets. It's a back and forth. So we're going to grow it together.
That's for sure. Yeah, when you think of just life, technology changes every single day, folks. So those of you that have gotten onto Bowlers Network, whether you've gotten on here 50 times or it's your very first time to watch this show, this episode, it's an endless opportunity, and the bundle of information that's going to come in front of you for years to come is going to be endless. Please make sure that you continue to tune in and come on board from time to time. Go around, check everything out, check all the opportunities because there's an endless amount of links. But keep in mind, there's going to be many more to come. So you better stay in tune and stay on your toes.
All right, before we break, Carolyn, we're going to do the Bowling Busters. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Roll the Bowling Busters. Get it out. We're going to see our logo. All right. There it is. The Bowling Busters.
All right,
okay.
We're good.
16-pound balls hit harder all of the time. Carolyn.
Bust.
Love it. Okay.
I say, no. Parker Bohn right there. He can tell you. He throws 15. Well, I think he throws 15.
I do.
So,
and 15. His ball hits like a ton of bricks.
16 has gone by the wayside, folks. I'm here to tell you intently, 90% of the pros on tour or more threw 16-pound bowling balls until somewhere in the late 90s. Then over a 10-year time frame, that all transitioned. And now 90% of those, probably 95% of them now, throw 15 pounds. And occasional guys out there even throw 14. So
it's busted?
16-pounder, it's a bust.
Busted.
So I'm going to give you the bust.
All right, real quick, and then Carolyn's going to take us out. So, guys, Father's Day weekend's coming up. MasculineMan.com. Okay, go to Masculine Man. You'll see the link underneath, and use 2 codes. Okay, use either Parker 10. Okay, or is it CDB 10? Right? Is that the yours, Carolyn?
Yep.
Okay. Use either of those codes. These guys get credit. So support your pros. Buy something for your husband, father, whatever. Masculine Man, incredible stuff. All natural. Smells amazing. Support those that support our sport. Carolyn, take us out.
Thank you again for joining us. Parker, always great to see you. Jay, good luck to you today. Parker, keep bowling fantastic, as we know you will. Thank you for joining us here. We will be back again on Friday at 12 Central Time. Don't forget, share and like and comment and send us what you want to see here on Bowlers Network. We will see everybody on Friday. Have a great day.